long time, I was scared to share my true color, to be who I truly was. I was hiding in the story I was reading, fearful of what people would think about me. But this end now. I have stopped running. I decide to accept my diversity. Today, I will share our story of neurodiversity and mental health awareness. Welcome on the ADHD Melly Show. Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well today. It's a special day because we're launching my socks and you're going to be able to buy them and etc. It's just going to be amazing and I'm so excited. Like always, thank you for 0DB to sponsor my show. And yeah, I'm so excited to share with you what we've done and how we make it happen. So just bring out Lisa. Big clap for Lisa. How are you?
I am great, Melly. Thanks so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Me too. I'm so glad to have you as well. I'm so excited for what we create together, and I'm so glad that you accept to make the socks for me and etc. Because if you don't know, everybody, I'm just launching my community on Buy Me a Coffee /ADHD Melly More. You will be able to go there and just buy your socks and just being a VIP as well. I'm going to show you all this on that show as well. So Lisa, before everything, can you talk to me a little bit more about you, what you're doing in life, etc.
Sure. I founded Spirit Socks USA about 6 years ago. I'm actually known as the Sock Queen on LinkedIn. It's not a name I ever thought I'd have, but I'm going with it because what we do is we make socks for pretty much any type of event. And a major thing that we do with the socks is fundraise. And so we help amazing organizations like yours, Melly, like your podcast, raise money with fun socks. And so that's what we've been doing here. We also donate 5% of our profits towards providing socks to the homeless. And we really make it our mission to make the world a better place, one sock at a time. And we've been able to do that with just working with a variety of nonprofits and different organizations.
So why have you decided to create socks for organization? What was the idea behind it?
It's a good question. Like, why socks? Actually, so I was on our education foundation and I was running the after school sports program for my daughter's middle school. And I was just trying to think of a way to encourage fundraising. And I had the idea for socks because I thought, oh my gosh, this could be amazing. It could match their uniforms. It's something that would fit everybody. It's something everybody could wear. And we'd already done t-shirts and nobody made them. And so I was able to find somebody who did make them. And we ended up selling, we sold 200 pairs in 4 days. We made a $17 profit margin per pair. And we had to reorder and donations increased by 140%. So that's when I decided, you know what, maybe I should make this a business and offer this to everybody else. So we really started with that fundraising focus, but quickly saw we could customize socks for anything. In fact, yesterday we're going to make socks for somebody's wedding, for trail running, and for school. So like the variety of it just keeps it so fun and entertaining.
Yeah, that's so fun. And like you said, you think that mental health is something that matters to you, and that's why you decide to help me, despite me having a very small budget at the beginning, etc. Why mental health is so important for you?
That's also a great question, Melly. And I was so pleased when you reached out and were willing to talk to me about this because it takes a step to actually have that open up and have that conversation, right? And I feel like, especially like we're so stressed out in the world anyways, but especially given what has happened in the last 2 years, it's been a lot for so many people to handle. And now with the war in Ukraine, like we just can't get a break. And I think one of the positive things that has come from this is the focus on mental health and the fact that we are openly talking about it now, I think more than anything. And the focus that, it's not our physical health is one thing. Our mental health is just as or more important. And we need to address that. And it needs to be okay not to be okay. And that message needs to get out there more and more and more. It's okay not to be okay. And, and to figure out ways that we can support each other and just spread kindness.
So can you tell me a little bit more about your own story about mental health?
Sure. Yeah. I am a problem solver. I'm one of those people that's like, okay, let's just fix this. And when the pandemic hit, I couldn't solve that problem. My daughter was a senior in high school, and she was the class of 2020 that didn't have a prom, that didn't have a
Mhm.
graduation, that had to choose where to go to college without us being able to see where she went, that actually made the very brave choice to go across the country to go to college without seeing it. And my kid, like, and the loss of my business, like my business was, I mean, the doors just basically shut with the who wants socks when you're dealing with a global pandemic, right? And so um it's been a struggle for me to just to to kind of reassess who I am, that I can't solve everything, I can't do everything, and I feel like dealing with the stress of it all, it just weighs on me. The 2 years of stress is it's just sometimes I feel like I just not sure how much more stress a person can handle. And yeah.
So, how did you make it work, your business and everything around it? Because you're still here after the pandemic.
Yeah, I worked really hard, really, really hard. I actually, with my business, I pivoted right away and started making custom face masks, and that's what really kept me afloat. And so we were making face masks for, instead of making socks for our customers, we were making face masks for them to wear, if they were in the office, if, or at
Mhm.
school or that type of thing. And so that's one of the ways I pivoted for the business. And then just, there were a lot of days I really thought about closing the doors, and gave myself a pity party that night, and just decided, the next morning when I woke up, I was like, all right, dust myself off. Let's go do this. Right. I'm not going to give up. And that's really what it was. I just decided not to give up, and to make it work. And it's good to see things are turning around, and people are, I don't know what normal is ever going to be again, but people are starting to be able to do events and to see each other in person, and to, go back to work and school, and just it's nice to see. And the socks are becoming popular again. So it makes me very happy.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you tried and you put yourself down and you said, I'm going to do this. I'm still going to make stocks, but for the pandemic, I'm still going to do face masks. Just because it's trendy right now and people just need it. And yeah, so what was the response to the people that know you and wanted to help you with your business? Do you have a lot of friends, family that brought from your product? Did you feel that people encourage you to just make your business work even with all the hardship around the pandemic?
Yeah, definitely. My business was, we were entering year 4 when the pandemic hit, and I had a lot of support when I started the business. But I also I was very, I don't know, I was stupid basically about, I determined that I was not going to build the business on the back of family and friends. And so I actually didn't really ask them for, help or orders, or like try to ping in. And I realized, well, I live in Silicon Valley. I have friends who work at Cisco, HP, Google, Facebook. Like, why am I not asking these people? And so I changed that. And then in the pandemic, I think it just, like, I felt like, I'm not sure if you found this, Melly, but I felt like you really found who your true people are, because we couldn't see a lot of people, right? We had to create our
Mhm.
bubble. And I really found the people who really are the best people in my life, and the ones I want to spend time with. And they were very, very supportive. And I tried to offer the same, because they also were struggling with, how the pandemic was affecting their lives.
Yeah, I know because we both also work in public with business owner, principally me with making website, but you making stocks to those business. So you know what it is to have some client that did bankrupt, or you lose them simply because they cannot afford you anymore, or simply they have other priority to make their own business try and make work. So for I know that I'm working in website industry, and you think people had more money to spend on e-commerce and stuff like that. But as I was working more with small business, it wasn't the case always. And how did you deal with that? What was your response to see all those business shutting down?
Yeah, the statistics for a startup are 80% of them fail in the first year anyways. And so
Mhm.
I felt like, I got past that, and like, all right, we made the first year. And then it's something like 90 to 92% fail in 5 years. Add a pandemic to that, I don't even know what those numbers are. So my determination and, was really what just kept me to try to survive. I do feel it was amazing to see people who had businesses for 100 years, family businesses, have to shut down. And I just thought that was devastating. I hope for everybody that had that happen, they're able to find a new path in their life that brings them joy, and and be able to move past it. But I thought it was, and then the thing that happened too in the pandemic was women-owned businesses were more impacted, because it's traditionally, or it's still that way, that the women tend to take on the childcare and the household type of stuff a little bit more. And so when the kids came home from school, it was the women who were, the moms a lot of the time, that were having to step in. And I've seen the statistics of women-owned businesses were just significantly more impacted and more shut down than men. And that's just, it's just a shame. It's just, I mean, a shame isn't even half of what I'd say. It's tragic that this had to happen to people. And like I said, I just hope that they've found a path now that makes them happy and successful.
Yeah, it's true. And we're lucky that we are still alive. For me, it was 2 years that I had barely any money to even eat or pay rent. It was terrible, okay? And that's the reason why I decided to go on LinkedIn. I was firstly searching for a job, but with my ADHD was a little bit harder than usual. And I was like, I need to make something with my time. I have too much time, but no money. And it doesn't cost a lot to make a live stream. I already had my camera, and my microphone just came a little bit later, and I tried to make it work. And sometimes it was hard because I felt going 2 steps forward and 1 step back all the time. And I was like, it was hard for me to understand that I still had 1 step up, even if there's one down, and it was always like that, and it was always hard. And you have to make it work. And that's the reason why I called you. I decided to close my GoFundMe, and I wanted to make something else than just asking for money for free. I wanted to make something that people just can help me with. At the same time, they have something that represent the EDT Millie show, that represent who I am, my brand, and my show at the same time. That's why I was like, your socks are cool, because if you don't want to show them off, you can still wear them and hide them. Or if you want to show them, you can also. It's not like a t-shirt that some people are too ashamed to wear in the street. Socks can be hidden or be shown. And I thought it was such a good idea, and it was a little bit cheaper than shirt for some people as well. So I felt like it was a good compromise, and that's why I was like, oh, I should contact her. But you have to know that it took me at least 2 to 3 months to finally get down and ask you and tell you about my reality and my budget and etc., without feeling ashamed that I had nothing. And I'm so glad that you accept to help me as well.
It was really brave of you to step out of the shadows and have that conversation with me. And I think I hope we can spread that message that you did that, because you've set such a good example for so many people. And it's actually always been kind of my theory in life, is if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So at least ask. But it takes a lot of courage to do that. And your courage to step out and just have an honest conversation with me was wonderful. And look, now we're working together. We're going to raise you lots of money for the ADHD Melly show with your fun socks, and just launch, you're going to launch. I just know it. I can't wait to watch the ride.
It's going to be awesome. And yeah, so now you can also be a VIP on my community, and there's 2 price. One for the people that don't want to be a VIP and pay each month, and 1 price for people that are already VIP or are going to join. And the prices the shipping is included in the price, so you don't need to worry about that. Of course, now there's pre-order, so we're not going to ship until 1 month, because I have to sell at least 50 socks to be able to make them print, because that was the thing that we discussed together, that it was not possible to have less than that, which is totally understandable at the same time. So that's why I'm very grateful to see all you guys on my chat right now supporting me and hoping that you're going to get some socks and a lot of socks and that we can ship them to you very soon. So, do you want to show me the socks? Do you
Yeah.
want to show the people the
Yeah, you want
socks?
me to share? I'll share my screen. I'll show
Yes.
them. And I want to clarify too, you said printed. The socks are actually custom knit. And so that makes them a lot thicker, about much better quality, and a lot more comfortable. So I think people will be able to see that. So let me share my screen. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't entire screen. It looks like I might not have the share capability. You might have to give it to me, Melly. Sorry.
Share screen. I don't think I can do it myself, but I have the picture that you've sent me. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to go to my Gmail and get the pictures and show them to you. That's not really a problem. You don't need to worry
Sorry
about
about
that.
that. We had that all prepped and ready, but this is what happens when you go live, right? You have a like, uh-oh.
Don't worry, it's definitely fine. You don't need to worry about that. So I have those socks here. So I'm going to share you my Gmail. I'm going to make sure everything is fine.
If you want, while you do that, Melly, I can tell people a little bit about like your choice with the design. Melly was
Absolutely, go ahead.
yeah, she really wanted the socks to just be a simple statement about the ADHD Melly show. And I thought her design, like using her colors, using her branding, and just being very clear. And so I thought her design was they turned out so good. The color is amazing. And hopefully people will be wearing these. Well, Melly, you're in Canada, correct?
I'm in Canada, but like we said, most of my people are in the US, so that's not going to be a problem for shipping. But even if you're in Canada or in UK, I'm going to ship them for you. It's just socks, it's not like a very heavy package.
Oh
So
yeah.
I can ship them worldwide. It's not really a problem. The price is the same. The price is in USD, by the way, just to make sure that everybody understands. My page is all in USD because I find it easier for people, as maybe 80% of my viewers are from US. So for me, it was easier for me to share it like that. So I don't know if you can see my page right now, but I think you do. So this is a little bit of the model of the first socks that we've made together. I'm going to change the pic, of course, but you can see my page here, how it looks like. And if you want to see a little bit of what it's gonna look, you see I have a lot of videos that is hidden that are for you if you're a member, and all those videos are going to come on the public side, so the people that doesn't pay, only 3 months after they are on the Patreon page or in this page. So I'm going to make sure that this page is really for the people that want to support me. It's only $4 USD per month, so it's not too much. It's a fair price, I think. And if you want to support me, you can also click the support button and buy some coffee or add some coffee as you wish. You can add even 1,000 if you want to. And yeah, you can decide a price and membership, or both of them, or simply buy the socks. That's why I use Buy Me a Coffee instead of the Patreon official page, because I have more options for you guys, and I thought it was a good thing to also have the support page. So yeah, I'm going to show you a little bit more of the socks. I'm going to change page.
And Bruce just gave us some really good ideas about shipping outside of the US. I think I'm going to be helping with the shipping. So I will be shipping from the US, but the only reason I brought up Canada was I just can't wait to see people in Canada and the United States and hopefully the UK wearing them. Yeah, there we go. There's the actual sock.
So that's going to be the socks that I'm going to send to you guys. So it's going to be so cool. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the design here, how it's going to be in the background, etc., etc. I'm so excited. They are so pretty. They are prettier than I expected. So that's my logo and my little, if you go see on my profile, you will see this little design as well on my image. And because I want to shout out the message, I want to shout out that you can succeed even with mental health issues and neurodiversity. It's always possible to thrive and being able to do whatever you want in life, and it shouldn't stop you because you have a neurodiversity. And that's why I decided to create those socks with you, Liza, and I'm so excited to just show to you right now. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to see that something just happened and just work. And I just hope that you're going to get them very soon on my page. And yeah, I just can't believe I did this.
Like I said, it takes a lot of courage. I can tell people too, the socks are an athletic sock. And so the toe and the heel are reinforced for extra comfort and durability. And we hope they'll just find them very comfortable and a way to support you.
Yeah, I'm so happy. So I was wondering if you guys had some question for us or about the socks or the Patreon page that I've created. I just want to have your input too if you have some suggestion of what I should do. And about you, Lisa, what excited you the most about creating those socks?
Honestly, it's really what I said before. Like I was so impressed by your courage to come out of the shadows of LinkedIn and tell me that you've kind of been thinking about this for a while and you approached me. And as I mentioned, my passion is really the social responsibility piece where we can make this world a better place. And I really believe you spreading your message about mental health and and your journey and your story can help make the world a better place. So if I can help support you with that, then I am more than happy to do it.
I'm so glad that you helped me. Seriously, it's very so cool, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the future and what we can just achieve. And maybe we can make more kind of socks if those work great. I'm going to make sure everything's work. So, Melody has a good question. Perhaps there's a way to create school fundraiser with the socks. She asked that, and how does it work?
Yeah, thanks, Melody. I actually have 18 years of fundraising experience. And when I started the company, I started it kind of with that target of using the socks as school fundraisers. So I've worked with, hundreds or thousands of schools at this point. And what we did for Melly is we do the mock-up designs for free. I'm always happy to send a sample so people can test them out. And then hopefully, there's, like I said, with my 18 years of fundraising experience, hopefully most of the time we can figure out a way, to brainstorm together to make sure it's a success, because there's a lot of ways to do this as a fundraiser. And I feel like sometimes the more creative, definitely the more fun, the better the fundraiser can go.
So, what will you suggest to small business or simply somebody that wants to raise funds for a cause when they want to reach out for you? What they should know?
If they want to reach out to me, they can find me on either the social channels, LinkedIn or Facebook, but I also can provide my email. I'm happy to provide my phone number. I'm really open with all that because we're just here to help.
If you have flyer, I would love to share them with my grandkids' school. That's what Melody said. Do you have some flyers to send?
What we have is all of the information's on the website, and I think that's probably the best way to do it. And then there's informational buttons. Can I type in the chat, Melly? Can I put the website?
You can send me on the private chat, and I'm going to put it down on the LinkedIn
Okay,
after
I'll
that.
put the link to the website.
So put it there, and I'm going to put it on a caption so people can watch it. So do you see the private chat? Normally is on the bottom of the screen.
Do that, yeah. And then I'll send my contact information, and anybody is of course welcome to reach out. And I'm happy to answer questions.
Can you we can
Thank you, Melody. Appreciate that. Yeah, happy to talk and come up with some creative ideas.
Yeah, so now you can see the website for the socks, and like we said before, I'm from Canada and it's possible. So don't worry if you're anywhere in the world and you want to have some socks for your business or your organization. It's all something that it's possible to do. The proof, I'm in Canada, Montreal right now, and I'm going to get some socks and I'm so excited. So do you want to share something else with the community about your own journey or about the stocks? You can have the last word.
The last word. That's a lot of pressure, Melly. I think when I was in high tech. I worked in HR. That was the start of my career, and then stayed home with my kids for a while, which was the best decision ever, which is where I started to get my fundraising experience. I volunteered for everything. And then had this idea to start the company and really felt like it was a good example for my kids that succeed or fail. at least I went after my idea, right? And I felt like that was a good example to set for them, regardless of what the outcome ended up being with the business. But what has really been an unexpected outcome was the amazing people I have been able to meet. You are an example. It's just stunning to me that I have been able to create or just have this network of people, and the way I see them work together and support each other and find, just meeting these people who are doing these amazing things in the world was not something I expected when starting a sock business, right?
Yeah.
But it has been the best gift I could have gotten for everything I've done to all the work I've done to get here.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you decide to pursue your dreams and your ideas, and you make a business to help others thrive and get good business as well, because it's always cool to have a socks from your business or etc. etc. So in the back, I'm going to probably put my logo one day and just drive it out there too, and that's going to be so cool. And one thing that we haven't talked is I've done a video and it's coming next week, right? Can you talk a little bit more about that video that we have done?
Yeah, Melly and I did a short interview that's a video that we're going to share on our social channels, and just talking a little bit more about her goals with the ADHD Melly Show, and how we're using the socks to help her fundraise for that. So yeah,
So
look for
thank
that
you.
video to come soon.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome as well. I'm always saying awesome because I just can't believe I did something like that, and I'm so proud of myself, and it's so excited. So that's the reality of live show, and I'm so glad that I'm launching that page as well, and I hope that you're going to support me, that you're going to support the show, so I can try. I also want to hire my intern at the end of the summer, so I really hope that's going to be a possibility, because it helps me a lot with the copywriting, as I'm a French native speaker, so it helps me a lot to get my stuff written correctly, because it's very important that my English is as perfect that is humanly possible for my case. So, so I'm so glad that I see the future is going to be so bright. So, yeah, so that's going to be all for it today. I know it's in the shorter side, but like I said, it's a launch. I'm launching my brand, and I'm so glad that it's something that's possible to do because of LinkedIn. I never thought that 1 year from now, when I start LinkedIn, I'm going to have my own socks for my show, and having my show being so much support like I have today. And I'm so glad and happy to have you in the ADHD Melly Show family, and having you too, Lisa, joining that family. That small family, but it's going to be bigger and bigger every year. And I'm so glad that you're all around me about that, and I'm so happy. So thank you so much. I'm going to leave you today. We're going to leave, and we're seeing us next Friday, not this Friday that's coming, next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The time is going to be back to normal. So, yeah. See you soon, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.